Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dave Hageberg, and it's been my extraordinary pleasure to be a part of this whole project. There's some chairs down front. If any of you feel like you'd like to sit down, this will be about 20 minutes, but for those of you who would like, we have some chairs. This is a time to stop and reflect upon that which a community can make happen when it has a vision and a commitment to do things that will make a difference in the lives of those less fortunate. If you go back, the land upon which we're standing here didn't belong to the mission in October of 2015. A little over 2 years ago, this land was acquired for this mission project. And it is only fitting that as we come here together, that we remember one thing. We have been incredibly successful in this project because of a lot of people. But if you ask Kay Sawyer, if you ask Dave Hageberg, what has been the difference? When any time we needed something, when it looked like we had odds that were too difficult to climb, too many challenges to address all at the same time, we just turn to the guy on the committee that makes everything happen. And you know, God has been the most incredible member of this committee, and we owe him the thanks that we can't express. But it's fitting as we begin to start with a prayer. That's what this mission is about. So, Sunshine John.
Let's pray. Father, Lord, we thank you so much for what you have already accomplished with this mission. You have been moving forward in a mighty way. And I thank you for the mission that you have through this community and the heart that you have for the people without a home in this community, Lord. I pray that your spirit would be here and that you would continue to move forward with this mission. In Jesus' name, amen.
Let's start by recognizing some people that have made a difference in this community and in this project. And I'd like to start with our friend and a great contributor to this community. He's been involved with the people and making a difference in the lives of many. Our representative, State Representative Ron Noble. All three of our county commissioners are here, and they have made an incredible investment in their own commitment to the people that this project serves, and in this project they've seen the opportunity to make a difference. I'd like to start Commissioner Mary Starrett. Commissioner Rick Olson. Commissioner Stan Primozic. And representing the city of McMinnville, the president of the McMinnville City Council. The mayor couldn't be here. He's with family somewhere else, but Kelly Menke is a long friend of this project, and we are so thankful. Thank you for being here. And you know, I've observed in the past that usually that's when the recognitions stop, but I want to recognize some people that are going to look at me and wonder why I put them in a spotlight. But when you look out at that building that's now taking shape, we were trying to find a general contractor some time ago, and if you know anything about the construction world today, it's incredibly busy. And so a man who has an incredible heart, a company has an incredible heart, who doesn't tell you about it, but every house that's ever been built in McMinnville in this area for Habitat has had a free roof from Washington Roofing. The general contractor for this project, and again a free roofing, a guy for whom we have an incredible debt of appreciation, Harold Washington. And then when you start projects like this, it takes someone who has not only faith but resources to make the original acquisition of this land happen in November of 2015. We had a lot of dreams. We had a lot of commitments by people that said they'd put up their money. We had some money, but we didn't have enough money to buy this land. And so Kay Sawyer and I went down and we sat down and we talked to Jim Schlopfeld, the president of First Federal, and his chief lending officer, Robert Lewitt-Jahan, about what could we do to put a project like this together and fund it when you have these kinds of issues. And one of the things that they did is they said, we will figure out a way to give you the credit line to buy that property. and they made an incredible difference. And then the board of directors of First Federal, Doug Hurl, is here, and that board approved it. And we not only got an incredible opportunity for them to fund the acquisition through that loan, but through an incredible advancement of funds to help with that project. So those I want to thank in appreciation to those. You know, the list goes on, but I think what we need to do now, and we're going to talk a little bit more about people and their investment, but what we really need to recognize today is how this project happened. And it happened because of the vision of a woman who knew we could do better in McMinnville and in Yamhill County to rescue lives, to feed people, not only their souls, but them, and to help them put their lives back together. So you're going to hear from Kay Sawyer a little bit, but I just want you to know that it takes a Kay Sawyer, a woman with a great faith and an incredible compassion for people and a commitment to the lives of others to move a project forward. And so with that, this land was acquired, and as a part of that acquisition, this building that we're standing on in front of right now, this shelter, became a part of it. And then one of the very first people to make a difference in this project, Mary Alice Russell, from your superintendent of schools. And when she heard about this project, she came to us and said, you know, I have a modular, can you use it? And Kay said, absolutely. And this is the building that took over the program that you had seen before, the cold weather shelter program by the churches. A wonderful program, but a Band-Aid for the needs of those less fortunate. And this building was a gift from School District 40. It will house, and it has housed 35 people up to all winter. And that is an incredible first step in this program. The second step is the building behind you that you see that we're having the groundbreaking for today, and that one will house initially 13 people. But when you combine all the facilities, we're talking 65 people. That's an increase from 17 to 65 in a little over 2 years. That is an incredible accomplishment, and that is up to, and because of all of you and so many of you who are here today that have made that commitment. And so it is with that commitment we want to thank you, and we'll do that shoveling in a little bit, but Kay Sawyer.
I just wanted to thank everybody for coming today. I was just wondering if there was going to be parking. I didn't know if we were going to even have a foundation yet. Everything was kind of up in the air, but it seems to be working out okay. It looks like enough parking, so I'm really grateful for that. Well, Dave pretty much said it all. But as you can see, we are operating our shelter now, and I would really love if anyone would like a tour, if they haven't been inside and they haven't seen how it looks inside and how we have it set up, to please, at the end of the meeting here, get a tour. Also the main facility, if you haven't been inside that, we would be happy to give you a tour of that as well. As Dave said, we are housing 35, we've had 40 people during the winter sometimes. And so we will put the overflow over there. When we have a men's facility, we'll be able to use that as well. So it's been pretty cold the last 2 years. This year hasn't been as bad, but it's amazing how many we had show up. We weren't expecting that many would come, but when you look at the county totals, you know, for homelessness, I can understand it was pretty cold. So the next phase, as you can see, we have our hole in our turn, and it's going to be going up pretty fast. I'm expecting the water slide next week. We just need to fill it with water, and I don't think Harold liked that idea, but I thought it'd be a lot of fun because summer's coming, you know. But anyway, so that should be hopefully toward the end of this year, we should be able to open her up and have you come back. So I'd love to give tours of this facility as well. But we plan on, part of the project here is to have a resource room, a multi-purpose room. And the Rotary Club has been working with us on that and helping us with that room, which I'm so grateful. They did an event to help fund it as well. And so that's going to be for some jobs training, a place where we can teach, a place where people can study and learn. So we have a lot of stuff that we're adding to our programs that I think is going to help a lot with the people trying to get jobs and serve them. And another part of that is we're planning on having a program that is longer than the 30-day stay, which will be the women and men's facility. But it's going to be probably 1 to 2 year program that will help get people from point A all the way to self-sufficiency and just recovery in a way. So we're going to be working with them, and it's going to be a ministry-based type program, and I think it'll be something that is really needed here, because we have a lot of people that do come through that could really use that program. So we're going to work on that as well, and we'll probably house in both those facilities. It's a 30-day stay there. This is an overnight stay facility, so we shut down at 9 in the morning, and then they come back that night. That's a 30-day stay facility. So as soon as this is done, we'll just be splitting this between women and men, children. And so that'll be nice. We can actually double our capacity for men and women for the 30-day stay. So this facility over here, as soon as this is done, we're going to be moving everybody over there to this facility and then remodeling this one. This one we need a much bigger kitchen. We're going to be feeding a lot more people. So we'll be doing that, and I think as part of that kitchen, we're going to set it up to be able to do some culinary training as well. So if we set it up right, we can do that. And there's a lot of people that love to cook, which is great. It's been great. I see a lot more men than women, which I think is kind of funny, but it's awesome because they help out and they cook. But a lot of people want to, go forward, and that would be a good opportunity for that. And so we've got that. We've got some matching funds for that as well. So you'll have to look for that down the road. We're also going to be having our children's room that the Kiwanis Club has helped fund, and we can make a bigger room. We hadn't had one prior to this. So this is going to be a wonderful, amazing thing for these kids to go into a room and just run around and, get some of that energy out and have some tools that they can learn within there. We're also going to have a playground. Whoa, got loud. A playground out here for the kids. So that'll be another nice addition. So that'll keep them busy and happy, and mom and dad will be happy, I'm sure. And then there will be a little courtyard with a barbecue out here. And a train over here.
And the kids have a model train.
They have a big train. Go for train rides. So, and then the landscaping's going to go in. We'll have some covered walkways and that kind of stuff. So the kitchen will be where the other buildings can go in, cafeteria style, and then bring their food back to the other buildings. So that'll work out well. But for our facilities, that's pretty much what we're doing. And I couldn't have done this without the Lord. I honestly couldn't. I came into this with not a lot of background for doing this type of work. And we were crunching numbers trying to figure out how to get this property to begin with. And I prayed about it, and in walks Dave. And the rest is history. So I'm just grateful to the Lord and to all of our donors and everybody that's been involved in this. So I did want to introduce to you a gal that was at our mission a while back. And it's been several years now. She and her children were here, and I kind of wanted her to give you an idea of what her stay was like, and just to give a little bit of a success story is what we call that. And she has been moving forward in her life. I am so proud of her from where she's come and where she's gotten to, and I wanted her to share that with you. And this is Shannon Henson, and I'll let you talk real quick.
Thank you. Hi. I'm really nervous right now. So what led me to the mission was in 2013, I had been making bad choices and decisions. Me and my 3 kids, I lost our apartment, and we had no place to go. My parents are both deceased, and so I was wanting to get clean, and I didn't know how to get clean, and it was just a real rough road. And my cousin said, well, come stay at my house with me. And she had 2 kids, so it was me and her plus 5 kids in a 2-bedroom apartment. And so she was like, you could stay a month, but that's all I can do. And I was like, I don't know where I'm going to go. And so I went around town to some local halfway houses here, like the Oxford House and TTRS House. And I did interviews, and nobody was giving me a chance. And I know it was because I had 3 kids. And it's hard to have, with you coming with 3 kids into a place where there's already a lot of people, it doesn't work well, I guess. So everyone was like turning me down, and finally my cousin said, well, why don't you call the mission? And I never even heard anything about a mission or a homeless shelter here in McMinnville. And I said, okay, I'll try. So I called, and I came and I met with the house manager, and she was very sweet, and we talked, and I just broke down, and I just became very humble, and I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I have 3 kids. I want to change my life. I don't know where to start. And she just opened her arms and said, you can stay here, you and your kid. And I was so grateful. And I'll never forget the first night that I was here. I was laying in bed. I'm not going to cry. I was laying in bed with my 2 kids above me, my boys, and me and my daughter in the bottom bunk. And I just kept thinking, how did I get myself in this position? How did I come, how did this happen? And it's just a lot of events that led up to it. And I just laid there and I just was praying. I just prayed and prayed and prayed, and I said, please just let this work out. I don't know what is going to happen from here on. I was so scared. So scared to be in a different place with all these different people I never met before, and to actually say that we were homeless. Me and my 3 kids had no place to go, and they just opened their arms wide open and said, here, you guys can come stay here. And I just remember laying there, and my kids are up above me sleeping, and I said, I just have to make this work. Something has to happen. And we were welcomed. Everyone treated us with such respect and dignity. I didn't feel like I was a burden to people. Coming in a place, when you have 3 small kids, they were 3, 6, and 9, and just like out of control. I obviously wasn't doing a good job being a parent to them before I became clean, so they were out of control, and I would get sideways glances and looks, and people were just like, but I got it together. I stayed here for 5 months. We stayed here through the holiday season, and my kids still to this day talk about the Christmas that we had at the mission, the Thanksgiving that we had at the mission. My kids loved living here, and they're like, why can't we go back and live at the mission? And I'm like, because we live in our own place now. But they just had the best experience here. We volunteered at St. James at Thanksgiving time, and I showed them what it was like to give back to people when you have nothing to give and you're trying to give back to other people, like what it feels like. And so it was just a very humbling experience, and I was so grateful. And my kids never had been to church before. We started going to church. We got saved. We accepted the Lord into our hearts. I mean, it's an amazing experience, and I wouldn't have been here, really. Honestly, if the mission was not here, I would not be where I'm at today. I got my GED. I got my license back. We got a place to live. We've been living in the same spot for 4 years. My kids have been going to the same school for 4 years. And I'm graduating college, or Shemeketa, in spring on my way to PSU, hopefully to get into my bachelor's degree in social work, because I obviously want to give back what was freely given to me. And just a lot of amazing things. I'm engaged and about to get married within the next year, so it's awesome. Everything that I've got was because my start here at the mission. And I couldn't be more grateful and humble. I mean, anything I can do. I'm volunteering at MAC Hub right now, which is a organization that helps the prophets help the mission. So just anything I can do to pay back is what I'm trying to do. And so here's my story. Thank you.
And if you'd ask the staff of the people that work here, this is one of many, many stories of how lives have been changed and futures built. And with the new facilities that you all are providing, that will go on even with more opportunities. And so, one of the things we wanted to do today, and we're going to have a symbolic check passing, 2 of them actually, and that will represent all of the things that so many of you who are here today have done. And we can't recognize everybody today, but I want to tell you, when that building has been remodeled, there will be a plaque in that building, and everybody that will let us use their name that has been a significant contributor, we want the world to know, and everyone that goes into that building, of all the people who have the heart in this community to make a difference. So with that ceremonial, we would call on the three commissioners, Kelly Menke, and they're going to come up, and Kay Sawyer, and they're going to start handing a ceremonial check, and we'll get a lot of pictures. The county has been an incredible supporting entity in this whole project. But I will tell you, of the almost $1.5 million we have raised, 2/3 of that has come from all of you, the private people of this county who have an incredible heart. And it has been those gifts that has incented your commissioners in the city to say we'll be a part of that incredible partnership. So come on forward and we'll do this. You want to come up here? Okay, come on up here. I just want to make sure you're in the photo. But Commissioner, you get the microphone.
Thank you, Dave and Kate. You know, they say you're not supposed to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing when you're giving, but this is not from us. This is from the citizens of this county. So it is at their behest that we are making the transfer from the citizens of Yamhill County to the mission. So I've heard Kay's story and been really humbled by her talking about seeing a homeless woman in a parking lot and wanting to do something about it when she worked at YCOM. Anyway, it's just it's an honor to be able to help out, and thank you, Dave, for making it work. And Dave came over and gave us all a hug, and I knew he really just wanted the check. So.
Come up here and get this check. Here,
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate you coming today. I know you guys are busy, and I'm just very grateful for the whole county and especially all of you. Okay?
You know, we don't often agree on things. We agreed on this one, right?
No doubt. Yay!
No doubt.
Dave mentioned that this is symbolic, but this is a real check. It is a real check. Yeah. But it's made out to the mission.
As the newest commissioner here, I'd really like to re-echo what Commission Chair Starrett said, that this isn't from us, this is from all the people of Yamhill County, and it's all about people helping people, and I'm very proud. I remember the old days when Kay was a 911 dispatcher and I was a rookie on the fire department. Don't use that word, doughboy. But anyway, and we all knew back then that she had a lot of possibilities. And when you hear all the stories, it's just amazing what she's done. So, Kay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Before you leave, we have one more check to do. And when I said I thought that was going to be a real check, what I meant by symbolic is that check from the people of Yamhill County is symbolic of all the checks that so many of you here have also made possible and delivered. So, Billy, the city. Here, want to say something? Okay.
This is basically from the citizens of McMinnville, and the council, on behalf of the council, we're thrilled to present that to you folks. We think this is probably one of the best things that ever has happened. I think it's so wonderful since we're working so hard to find ways to house the homeless and to provide them transitional housing. It's just really special. Thank you.
Thank you. And I also appreciate everything the city's doing for the homeless. I've been sitting in on a lot of the subcommittee meetings, and the city has really been pouring a lot of time into the homeless situation, including the parking and transitional and a lot of other stuff, and they really have been trying to make a difference here in the city. So I appreciate that as well, because it kind of goes hand in hand with what we're doing too.
So, Kelly, I want to make one more comment with respect to the city, and that is, when you put a program like this together, there are a lot of rules and regulations, both the zoning and what you can put here, and building buildings and putting this project together. And everyone should know what an incredible partnership it has been in this project between the mission and the city planning department and the building department and the fire department to make all of this come together as a project. And they have gone out of their way, their passion and compassion for this project and how it makes a difference in people's lives. So on behalf of all of us at the mission, thank you for the city that you're a part of and the incredible people that are serving McMinnville and helping all these people that are less fortunate. Please give them our warm regards. And thank you. And I will tell you that the kitchen in that building is being dedicated to all of those specific individuals in the planning department, the building department, and others that have helped make this go forward. And so we're delighted with that kitchen being dedicated to their service for all of us. So with that, thank you. And, you know, no project like this should go forward and no event like this without an opportunity. And people talk about me and they say, you know what, when they see me coming, they turn around and cross the street or run the other direction. But this project is the kickoff, this dedication and groundbreaking is the kickoff to the next phase of this whole thing, and that is the renovation of that building. And we're starting that project, but you will be getting a form for an opportunity to buy a brick. And we're going to use those dollars to help with an area out in this area for that playground for those children, and the excess will go into that women and children's facility. And so I know many of us have already given, but this is an opportunity to get your name permanently fixed in a brick. And I want you to know how much difference that will make in terms of this whole project as a part of the kickoff. And so I've got a deal for you. I knew that almost everybody here would want to have their name here and buy a brick, and we're going to give you a chance to go inside and sign up or fill out a card and leave it with us for a brick. But you know what? Everybody wants to buy the first brick, and I don't blame you. And it's incredible, but I have made that possible because I bought that first brick for this very purpose, and I'm going to give every one of you that wants to buy that big brick, the 12 by 12 $500 brick, I'm going to let you have that brick and you could be the first one. And I've already sold those rights 7 times. But trust me, this is an opportunity for us once again to make a mark that we have been here and we care. And so with that, we are not done. We are going to do one more thing.
Show us the brick, Dave.
What? Yes, good point. Well, I was thinking about it, Dan, but this is the little brick. and I want you to buy a big brick. Now, you can get one of these, and surely there's a $100 brick. Twice this size is $250, and a really big one, where you could just put all kinds of things on it, is $500. And whatever you do, we'd be delighted. But these bricks will actually be out in this area, and they will go like this, and it will be a permanent remembrance that you made a difference in the life and times of not only this mission, but the people who are served. And so take a chance, buy a brick, make a difference. And now, did I miss anything, Dan? Now we are going to do something special. You know, usually we want to get the 3 commissioners, Kelly and Kay, down there. There's 5 shovels, and they're going to take a fling with the first shovel. But this one, and we're going to get Representative Noble down there. I want to be down there with him and Mr. Hurl, and we are all going to get a chance to go down there and fling dirt. So if we could get the commissioners, and then when you get done, we have a reception and food in this shelter. You'll have a chance to take a tour and see what's going on, and we will provide you coffee, punch, and lots of good things to nibble on. Okay, commissioners, this is a photo op. Oh, well, throw it at each other for a change. And Kelly, Representative Noble. Okay. Okay, people get the cameras ready and each other. Okay, everybody else can go throw a bunch of dirt.
Well, come on, Kay, have you done it? I'm going to go throw some dirt. Oh, you got to do it again. You do it? You got to get it. You got to do it in public. Better than a water fight.
Okay.